Thank you very much once again for coming to the couple class Wednesday night. Just a small announcement, Be'ezrat Hashem, B'siyata D'Shmaya. And 2 weeks from now we're going to have the table for two. Anyone that want to reserve, please contact us via WhatsApp, internet, or text message, or phone. Do it as soon as possible. This way, Be'ezrat Hashem, when you're going to make the list, you're going to be the first one to be inside. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, a second. It's so beautiful. My wife sent me a message a few days ago. And she knew that I'm going to like it. You know, being married for 21 years. Most likely she knew me. And
I hope.
yes, after 21 years, that's it. Let my people go until 120. So, you know, she sent me a message. Ezra, and the message was a story. It was a rabbi that came in to a group, married group, 35 or 50 couples were sitting down in a room. And the rabbi asked a question, 50 couples in the room. Do you know if Israel made peace with Egypt, yes or no? Well, what's the answer?
Yes.
That Israel made peace with Egypt, yes or no?
Yes.
Dr. Yitzhak, yes or no? Yes. Beautiful. Everybody answer yes. Who visited Egypt? Pick up your hand. Nobody pick up his hand. Who planning to go to Egypt very soon? Nobody's planning. Okay. The rabbi continued and he said that Israel made peace with Dubai? Yes or no?
Yes.
Who went to Dubai? Everybody pick up his hand. Who want to go, Rabbi? Every year we go to Dubai. Now we have the Congress, the Bukhari Congress and Dubai. All Bukhara is going to be there, Baruch Hashem. For 1 week, it's going to be, how do we call it? Bukhara Hills. Dubai is going to be Bukhara Hills. Why push it? Now, you're going to see the Arabs doing like this. You know, you're going to feel at home, don't worry. Listen to this. So the rabbi asked, what's the difference between Egypt to Dubai? And Dubai, the peace is for how long? Not even 1 year. Right? Maybe a year. Maybe even a year. Maybe. And Egypt, for how long is the peace? Binyamin, how long we have a peace with Egypt? How much?
40-something years.
Over 40 years. Do you realize what's meant? The peace in Egypt is much longer from all the people here in this room life. And still, nobody go in Egypt. So the rabbi said the message is, and listen to the message. What the message? What the message? Yeah, what the message? In life, a person can be at peace with his wife. A wife can be at peace with the husband, but they have two kinds of peace. Israel in Egypt or Israel in Dubai. A peace that, you know, you're not in fight, but you have nothing to do with each other. You live two separate lives. Very cold peace. It's a peace, but very cold. Freezing. And then they have a piece of Dubai, America. Everybody's going, we feel at home. You know, we're going there to every building and every restaurant, and they have a kosher restaurant, and they have a huge Chabad house, and they have unreal. Which peace you want in your house? The peace between Israel and Egypt, cold peace, or the peace between Israel and Dubai? It's in your hand. It's in your hand. What a message. What a beautiful way to open the class. So what do we have to do in order to achieve that warm, lovely, caring peace that we have? The first thing is you have to fight for it. You have to fight. You know what I mean? You have to fight. You have to do everything and anything in your power to have a good shalom bait. When you desire to make money, yes, we use a lot of segulot. You know what segulot, Dr. Yitzhak? Segulot is a shortcut. In a simple and fancy schmancy English, Segula is oment. You know what oment? A shortcut. If you're going to read Birkat Hamazon, if you're going to make the blessing after food, on a daily basis, Binyamin, you're going to make money. Guarantee. If you're going to make the blessing after food on a daily basis, you're going to see miracle in your business. If you're going to give 10%, or some opinion 20%, you have guarantee for what? For becoming rich. The Almighty God said, challenge me. The only opportunity that God said, challenge me, is blessing after food. Not a regular food, bread. The whole day we eat mezonot. In order to skip the only blessing that will make us rich. What's the name of the blessing? Birkat Hamazon. We're looking for shortcut and we kill the blessing that will make it rich. You know how I know? That is blessing because the Pasuk said in the Torah. Birkat Hashem היא תעשיר ולא תראה עצב עמה. Unread. I'm going to give you a blessing. And this blessing is a blessing of God. And you're going to become rich and you will never see suffer with this money. I mean, many people become rich, but then they pay doctors, they pay accident, they pay hospital, they lost their money. Don't ask. It was a course. You want to get money that it will be a blessing money? Blessing after food. Birkat Hamazon, unread. 5 minutes. 7 minutes a day. If you make it twice, it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes and you guarantee to become rich. Shortcut. You heard that? Shortcut. How long it take? 10 minutes. The only blessing, Dr. Aaron, that we do throughout the day is that this is a blessing from the Bible, not from the rabbis. Ezra, Tefillin, the blessing of Tefillin, the blessing is from the rabbi or from the Bible? What do you think? Rabbis, 100%. The Tefillin is from the Bible, but the blessing is from tzitzit, the blessing of tzitzit. From the rabbi or from the Bible? The rabbis. שהכל נהיה בדברו. מזונות, עץ, אדמה. From the rabbi or from the Bible? All of them is from, they have only one blessing a day. Only one blessing a day. That is the only blessing from the Bible. Birkat Hashem is the blessing of God. And God said, if you're going to make this blessing, this blessing will make you rich. How do you call this blessing? Birkat Hamazon. That's it. ואכלת ושבעת וברכת. The Torah said clearly, when you eat and you're satisfied, you have to bless me after. Word by word from the Siddur, from the book. And you're going to become rich. We have a shortcut to give 10%. 10%. Some rabbis said 20%. What's the big deal? God said, I'm giving you 100%. I'm asking from you back 10% or 20%. Now, it's not that I need it. I'm asking from you to give it to poor people. To give it to poor people. Right now, the Congress, and we also do it, but the Congress is going in with promotion. Level of have challenge the whole Bukharian Jews. Last year he gave 1 million shekel, shekel for shekel. If the community in the world will raise 1 million, Levi is giving 1 million. This year already, Levi went wild. He said, I'm going until $1 million. If you're going to raise $1 million, I will match it. For the poor people in Israel. God doesn't need your money. He said, the 10% that you're giving, give it to the poor people. Don't give it to me, but give it. If you're going to give it, you're going to become rich. They have another ways to become rich. To respect your wife. Binyamin, every time you send smiley face, and you call him Mrs. Bella, and said, Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, and my wife, I made it. Like what Baruch is doing all day long. And in the middle of the business, he's calling the customer, saying, can you hold 1 second? I have to talk with my better half. Mrs. Elazarov. I'm a lucky man. Eshet Chaim, Yitzchak. You know, Eshet Chaim, your wife is Eshet Chaim. Eliyahu. Every time you call in your wife, and you respect and you make in your wife, Okiru lenashaychu, ki eched titatu. If you want to become rich, you know what you have to do? Respect your wife. And even though I'm giving you something that many of you already heard it, are you relying on this shortcut, or you working around the clock? Are we relying on this shortcut, or we working very hard for our money? Baruch, do you know anyone that rely on these three? This is solid. Do you know anyone that sit down all day long and study and say, you know what, I'm going to do only these three and that's it? Most of the people, business people, already 8 o'clock in the morning, they're already on the way to the business. They open the stores, the glass doors, the glasses, in order to see, Baruch of glasses, they open. And then they open the dentist. Dr. Yitzchak, I see his face, commercial all over town, smiling. But I'm giving you advice. I'm giving you free advice. You don't have to work hard. Still, everybody is working very hard in order to get to their parnasa. I'm going to give you another advice. How to become healthy? How do you become healthy? Guarantee. If a person wants to live chudachat until 120, and you will never need to see doctors, and not medicines, and not Pfizer, and not Pfizer number 2, and not boosters, and not the grandfather of boosters. Now we have another 3 boosters. If a person wants to have Chazal, our sages has given us advice. 5-minute blessing a day. Actually, maybe 15 minutes. Why? You know what? Maybe 10 minutes altogether. Every time you go to the bathroom, when you're coming out, they have a blessing. How do you call this blessing? Asher Yatzar. You know what Sefer Chayei Adam kotev? Anyone that will say Asher Yatzar, word by word. Rab Chaim Kanevsky, even though that is the oldest, a giant, a righteous, trust me, remember the whole Torah. When he says Asher Yatzar, you open the book and he's read it from inside. Why do you need to read the Asher Yatzar from inside? It's one of the shortest blessings. Is it difficult for him to remember? It's not difficult. But he said word by word. And if you realize all the rabbis, yes, they have Torah. Torah protected. Torah magna umatzna. But at the same time, they are very meticulous. And still, even though we have advice, we have a shortcut, none of us rely only on Asher Yatzar. What do? All of us is in the gym. All of us is working on the gym. Most of us here, even though that you are young and beautiful, still you go green. When I say go green, doctor, I'm not talking about cash. I'm talking about food that is green. Lettuce, cucumbers, go green, that's it. Cash is also green, I know, but not only cash. Right? You see people in the morning, in the gym, at night in the gym. Why you have, I tell you, Asher Yatzar. We have to. Why? If this is so why? Why we don't do anything in our power for Shalom Bayit? Why we're not fighting that our home is going to be a peaceful home, but a good peace, not a cold peace. No war doesn't mean it's a peace. No war is not there, doesn't mean that it's a peace. It's no war. Egypt and us, we have no war. I'm going to go to Egypt now. That I'm going to take a flight. Listen to this. How far is this peace? Baruch, are you going to get, if I'm going to get you a ticket to Israel, $500, and Azarov is business class. $1,000 to Israel, 1,000 business class. Stop in Egypt. Are you going to take it?
Probably.
Yes? Wait. At least your wife is on this one. She said, Rabbi, don't go there for business class. He's taking it. Binyamin, you're going to go there to Egypt. Stop. And you're going to see all the Habibi, Aini with the music of Arab in the middle. Anna Mahabbak, Awi. Are you going to go there? No. But they have a peace. The peace is over 40 years. What a peace. What a peace. If you cannot visit in a place and you cannot feel at home, which peace is that? This is the peace that you want to have at home? We're not fighting. You both have face of Tisha B'Av. You both look like you want to kill everybody, but we are in peace. We're not arguing even. We don't even scream at each other. We're just not talking. Shame to such a peace. Fight for it. Fight. If you want to have peace, you have to work very hard. The same way that you're working for your health. The same way that you're working for your parnasa. And you don't rely on anything. Do not rely on anything for the peace at home. Work go to marriage counselors, go to the rabbis, push it, even if the rabbi doesn't have times. You push it, you send them a message in the morning and at night. Rabbi Vaknin, Houston, we need peace. Houston, we need peace. Houston, we have a problem. George, fight for your peace. The first things I will tell you, the first advice for having the great Shalom Bayit, the greatest Shalom Bayit in your own life is to achieve happiness. Happiness. What's mean to achieve happiness? What's the meaning to achieve happiness? I will tell you 2 stories. One of them have something to do with Shalom Bayit. You're going to be in shock. What the story? I heard it today. Hat from the oven. The first one is, it was a wealthy man that he made enough money. Thank God he had enough money. He had his own, his own beautiful car, private jet, his own, house, mansion, everything that the person dreamed he had. The only problem is that he didn't have one item. He had an amazing, incredible wife, beautiful children, anything you want. But he was missing one item. What's the item, Abraham, that he was missing? What's the item? He was missing happiness. He decides life with no happiness is no life. I have to pursue happiness in any form, any shape, and any way. I'm doing everything until I'm going to get to the secret of happiness. So what did he do? He said, maybe happiness is not in my town. I'm going to go from one city to another, to China, when the people sit in India to do yoga. And then we're going to China, the people that eating rice all day long and they're skinny and healthy, no doubt. I don't know healthy, but skinny definitely. And I'm going to go from town to town and country over country to find. What did he do with his money? He sold everything that he had. He bought one diamond, $100 million. He put it with a handicap, they call it bracelet, and he held it. But they have diamonds that cost $100 million, right? And Dubai is very, 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 very familiar, So he went in, and he's holding the diamonds, and he's going from one town to another town. He went to India, he went to Japan, he went to Mexico, Isla Mujeres, he went to Florida, Cancun, Bora Bora, Gehenna. He went to any place in the map. You want it, Sean. Yitzchak, nobody have the answer to be happy. And then he's going to Eretz Israel, Eretz HaKodesh, the Holy Land. And in the Holy Land, you see a rabbi with such a peaceful mind, sitting down and smiling. Looks like the world just stop from moving. He's so happy. You can see in the way that he acted and sitting down under the tree. It was a beautiful tree. And the rabbi sitting down with a book. And not only is peaceful, he's such a smiling, it's such a light. The guy said, this is the happiness. I want to know how you get to this place. The guy came to the rabbi and said, Kvod Rav, I went almost 50 countries around the globus. I didn't find happiness. Maybe Australia, I went to Russia, and I went to Ukraine before the Balagan. I visit any place. I don't find happiness. Maybe you're the one. Maybe you can tell me. The rabbi said, I don't understand. What, you didn't make money in life? He said, Rabbi, what money? I have here a diamond, 100 million. The rabbi said, what? You have a diamond, 100? He said, yes. And you're not happy? He said, Rabbi, I had a private jet. I have everything you want. Nothing is happy. He said, Mama, can you show me the diamonds? You give the rabbi the diamonds. You know what the rabbi did? He took the diamonds, set one.
Now the rabbi.
You know, he's running after the rabbi. Happened to be that in this case, the rabbi was skinny. So the rabbi was much faster. And he's thinking, and he's running, making right, making left. After 10 minutes, the rabbi disappeared. You know what it means to lose all the money that you made in 20 years? And I'm not talking about small money. And the guy is crying. The religious people, they told me do not trust the rabbis. They're black hats. You don't understand. He's blessing the rabbi and his father and grandfather. He's blessing the whole world. Now he's even, if before he was not happy, now he's about to jump. The only things that he's thinking, which bridge? Varazano? Brooklyn? or golden bridge. The golden. If you finish it right. And a golden bridge. How do you call it? Los Angeles, America. You finish with papillon. Jump. See the view. The guy's thinking, Yitzhak, where? He said, but you know what, before I'm going to jump, let's try to get the money back. He went back. Where did he went back? To the same tree that he met the rabbi. He said the rabbi was not there, coincidence. Most likely this is a usual place for the rabbi to be. So if there's any place that the rabbi is going to come, or if there's any place that somebody knows the rabbi is in that location, he went back to this location. Baruch. What did he see the rabbi? He's going back, he see the rabbi sitting there, smiling, holding the diamonds. He said, Moshe, these diamonds is yours, right? He started to smile and dancing. And he said, Hashem, and Rabbi, I love you. And your grandfather, and Rahmat Kunam, your grandfather, and all your family. He's happy and smiling. He said, I never did such a happiness in life. And the rabbi looked at him and said, Moshe, I don't understand. 10 minutes ago, you had exactly what you had now. So why 10 minutes ago, I saw depressed, the worst. What a question, huh? What a question. Why? What a message. Gentlemen, what a message. He's worthy to come not only to Wednesday night, he's worthy to come to the world to understand. שעיקר השמחה היא הכרת הטוב במה שיש לנו. The rule of happiness is to appreciate what we already have. Not what we're going to get tomorrow. Not when I'm going to have a child, when I'm going to have this, when I'm going to move to a house. Right now. Why do we need to lose something in order to appreciate it? Yitzchak, if this is so, Yitzchak is really weird. His life is amazing. Listen to the second story. I have something to do with the house. It was a man and a wife that was married for 20 years. After 20 years, they become cold to each other. She become a little, you're barely speaking. So how are you doing? How is everything? 2 minutes, that's it, finish. Yeah, I have nothing to say. The man was feeling depressed. He said, I cannot continue all my life like this. The wife was also. So you know what the man did? He logged into this website when men looking for a wife, or for how do you call it? Dating website. Give me one name.
Facebook.
Facebook. He went into Facebook. but Facebook is the place that Facebook. Yeah. He went into Facebook. And my son came to me 2 days ago. Baruch, listen to this. My son becomes over smart. Talmid Chacham. He came to me and said, Abba, how do you call what I'm doing right now? He's holding. He opened it. And he put his face. I said, how do you call it? I said, what? He said, I don't understand. I have a book. I have a face. Now it's called? Facebook. But this is the kosher Facebook, not Gehenna. Yitzchak, why?
With a can. I have a can. He took a piece of cardboard. He said, I have a garbage. What is it together? Garbage can.
איזה הומור. זה מה שהיינו מחפשים בפורים.
Yeah, we're still in the class.
Moira Rabosai, listen to this. Ezra, the guy is opening a Facebook, but the only problem is, when a man is married or and he's looking for a different woman, he's not going to do it with his name, with his pictures. He put somebody else's pictures. I don't know, maybe actor or something. And he put a different name. Johnny, Ash. No, Bob Furniture. His name is Bob. How do you got to, Moshe, how do you got to Bob? I don't know. Bob. Okay, this Bob is looking for a woman. He did find this woman that chat with him. Yeah. And you know what? They start talking. 1 month. Every night. Every time he's going into the bathroom. And it's chatting. When the child is in the bathroom for very long, it's because he's watching movies. When the husband is in the bathroom very long, Houston, you have a problem. He's chatting. Sending messages, she responds. Sending messages, she responds. 1 month, and you don't understand. This woman captured his heart. She's so smart. She's so polite. The messages, wow. He feel that the cook, how do you call it? The butterfly. Dr. Aaron, he's half the butterfly. He said, wow, I find this woman. 20 years I got stuck with this wife. Now I find a new one. After 1 month, they decide to meet in a place. But you have to be underground place. He's afraid, he's a merry man, he's not nice. He sent this woman a message. He find a restaurant, how do you call it, private rooms. You can eat only you and you lock the doors, nobody coming in, nobody coming out. He paid top dollar to go. He's walking into the room and into the sea. You see his wife. When he was in the bathroom in the first floor, she was in the bathroom in the second floor. And she said, my husband, I don't understand. How did you become so polite and so nice and sending messages? I was here all along. Why? Ay, to pursue happiness. Baruch, it was good that we came, huh? Why do we have to do something to appreciate the items? Fight for your right. This is the topic of tonight. Fight for your shalom bait. Do everything in your power, because when you have shalom bait, everything else is easy. Your life is amazing, incredible, happy. And you don't have to look outside. Do you know why you don't have to look outside? I'll tell you why. The sage said, קשה זיווגו של אדם כקריאת ים סוף. Baruch, is there any logic to compare marriage to Yam Suf? I don't understand. What's the logic to compare? If I will tell you, the worst logic to compare marriage is to Yam Suf. I don't understand why we're comparing getting married to the split of the sea. What does split of the sea have to do with marriage? Tonight, and only tonight, I'm going to share with you ideas that we never shared before. A secret, life-changing secret. You already heard, I believe most of you already heard quarter of the message, but tonight we're going to make it 100%. You see, when a man comes to this world, and a woman comes to this world, it's not a coincidence that they are here. Yosef, when a man comes to this world and God put you in one place, and then you put your wife in a different place. I was in Orlando, the world of Mickey Mouse, and my wife was in Kiryat Malachi, the city of angels in Israel. Well, do you know, Yosef, I didn't even know where is Kiryat Malachi. I went to the date of my wife, and I'm Israeli perhaps. You can hear from my English. I'm not American that speak hello, how it, no, I'm Israeli 100%. And I all my life grew up in Israel. I came in, and I'm already in Haifa, in the east, north. In the north, they have Kiryat Motzkin, Kiryat Yam. There are many Kiryot. I'm asking my brother, tell me, where is Kiryat Malachi? He said, where are you? I said, I'm in Haifa. He said, are you joking? What's in Haifa? Kiryat Malachi is in the south, the other side of Israel. He said, you went into, who told you to go to the north? I said, they have Kiryat Motzkin, Kiryat. I thought that one of the Kiryot. Listen to what the ignorant, nobody knows Kiryat Malachi and the month. And I went in, except the people that live there. Shlomo, anyone know where is Kiryat Malachi in the map except you and some of your friends? I came to my first date 1.5 hours late, and she still chose me. What the fadicha in the first date? You come in late 1.5 hours. God put two individual Yitzchak in two different places in the world. And you know what's
היא צוחקת כי גם מאחרת תמיד.
מה זה?
גם מאחרת תמיד.
אוקיי.
לא, אבל החופה זה ממש...
גם לחופה
זה
החלטתי.
הישג.
אני יודע, גם לחופה. כמה זמן? 1.5 שעות. שעה ו-40, we remember. שעתיים. Even to my own חופה, I got late 2 hours. and she still gave the finger, you know, for me to put down. She is a good woman, you know. She is a good woman. אשת חיל. What a secret, what a class. Life-changing class. Each one of you that came tonight is a lucky human being. Listen to this. Oy. My Rabbi was saying, God put 2 individuals. But you know what's funny? That we're not 2 individuals. A husband and wife is actually one soul. Everybody know it. Do you know that how Adam and Eve was created? People mistaken that saying that the wife came from the size of the leg or from the thigh or from the... The wife came from the back. It was half a body a man and half a body a woman. And then God separated. He cut in between exactly and he created 2. What's the message? Why God did it like this? Very simple. To teach you, Ezra, that you and Mrs. Borchov was one soul. In this world you become one body. When you get married, you don't meet each other. You can look in the eyes of each other and say, welcome back. It's good to be back. You know what you mean, welcome back, Baruch? Your wife is exactly you. והיו לבשר אחד. 100%. This is the secret of the split of the sea. What exactly is the connection between the split of the sea to marriage? Very simple. Tell me, before God split the sea, the water was one? Right, beautiful. After God split the sea, the water is one now, right? Now the water become 2. Now, when you are putting the water back, the water is one?
Yes.
Can you tell me in which place exactly God split the sea? Anyone here can point which place? If I take a glass of water and I make the glass to half, meaning I cut the water with the metal, and then I take the metal out, can you tell me exactly where I put the metal? Why not?
Middle?
Because water, when they unified in such a way that you will never know where exactly was separation. This is what marriage is all about. Do you know, many times I spoke with my wife and we are married only 21 years. Some people marry for 50 years. Maybe after 10 years that I was married, maybe even after 5. Do you know that I don't remember the time that I was single? I don't see all of my life anymore. Like I don't even remember it. The unified becomes so attached that it was never separated. This is the connection between the split of the sea. Splitting, how can you compare? God said, before you came here, it was like the sea. You remember the sea when it was complete? You and your wife was one soul. And then what God did, he split the sea. What's when he split the sea? He took the soul of you and he put it in Orlando, Florida, the land of Mickey Mouse. And he took the other half and he put it in Kiryat Malachim. 2 separated. The highest. And when you come back together, it's like when God brought the water back. So when you getting married, when you're looking at your wife or your husband, it's not 2 parts. It's 1 part. And if you remember that this is 1 part, it's so easy to have a perfect shalom bait. Hopefully the Almighty God will help all of us, to appreciate it. שעיקר השמחה היא הכרת הטוב במה שיש לו לאדם. The essence of happiness is to recognize the blessing that God already gave us. Thank you very much. Gentlemen, anyone that wants to